DJ Akademiks has zero faith left in his favorite rapper, Drake.
Well, you advise that Drake leave Kendrick alone in his new music. Do you think that's gonna happen?
Nah, but when I mean leave him alone, we gotta leave the moment. There's no more direct engaging. We ain't no more diss songs. It's over. So he's supposed to sneak diss him. That's what he always does. He's gotta do the Jay-Z approach.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, after this battle, it should be Drake's last. Like, why engage with rappers that you, in any of these situations, you have nothing to gain?
What up, world? Your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit a subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, you may say, Challz, why do you say that DJ Akademiks has zero faith left in Drake? That's not what he said. Well, basically, if you're my favorite rapper and I think you, quote unquote, won the beef, according to a lot of the Drake stans and people of this nature, saying that he had the best diss record of the whole battle, this, that, and the third, and that the lawsuit was justified, well, Akademiks has changed his tune on that. But end of the day, if I'm Akademiks and you're my favorite #1 rapper, and me telling you to let it go and move on is kind of telling me, if I'm Drake, that you don't think I can beat this guy. You know what I'm saying? Just basically, at this point, anybody that's telling Drake, honestly, to move on, I don't think Maul is telling him to move on. I think Maul wants all the smoke he can get. I think he wants Drake to come back with round 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth. But Akademiks is kind of like the rest of us. He has battle fatigue. And he sat down with Vlad TV, right? DJ Vlad, to discuss it. And Vlad asked him one of many Drake questions. And Akademiks really pretty much kept it a buck. I told you for a while that Akademiks was kind of getting tired of Drake's antics and being treated like a third, not even really a third wheel. He's not even a third or fourth wheel, right? He's like a wheel that's like at the junkyard, just to be honest, that Drake really don't care about, but he'll still use it if he need it, but he really don't care about it. And Akademiks has been getting tired of this treatment for a while. So he's getting a little more open and honest when he's asked these questions. And this time around, he basically kept it 100%. I don't think many of the stands would have been able to come out of their face and say, look, I told Drake, right? He said, I told Drake to leave Kendrick alone, right? No more direct communication and this, that, and the third. He's basically telling them to kind of taper it off and kind of whimper off into the sunset and sneak diss him, right? You actually telling the man to sneak. You're telling me, if I'm a rapper, right, and you look me in my eye and say, Challz, don't say nothing else about this guy, just sneak diss him. You're telling me that I ain't got nothing for him. That's basically, you're telling me I ain't got nothing for him. That's like we usually go shoot hoops every day, 5 o'clock, and then I keep losing to Marco at the court. He keep just beating me. And we're about to go to the court again. You're like, you know what? Yeah, we're not going to run the full court today. Just come down this end. And like, just kind of point at him when you're not looking. That's about it. You can't really beat Marco, right? So at the end of the day, he's telling him, listen, don't engage Kendrick no more. No more direct communications. Let's just be honest. What if Iceman is full of Kendrick disses? Like straight up rekindling the whole battle, right? I believe that he heard it. And I believe it does have some disses in there. Now, full on, outright records, no. I'm gonna go on 100%. 100%. I'm sure that he don't have a full record. There is absolutely no way there's a full record on Iceman, but it may be one too many outright disses at him, because I believe Akademiks has heard this record, because Drake has been a little. Right now, he's starting to drop snippets. He's starting to let people get access. I told you already, Aiden Ross already heard the whole thing, and I'm sure Akademiks was like, why can't I hear it? I think Akademiks heard it, and I think it may lean a little too much to dissing, and Akademiks is quietly, right, trying to get him to understand, okay, don't engage. This might be a little bit too much. You don't want to wake this dude up. The culture's with him. They never really got on your side. They never really rocked with what you were saying and doing, even though I believe you had the better diss record. I personally, me and Maul personally believe that Family Matters overall was the better diss record, right? Maul said that, went slam crazy saying that over and over, that was the better diss record. The same Maul who said that Duppy was better than Story of Adidon. He said both of these crazy things. And I was watching, I got a whole nother video I want to bring up. Salute to, I believe it's my guy, either Fantastic Hip Hop or Rapperholic, that just did a video about Rory and Maul and how Maul's takes have gotten so crazy after he left Joe Budden because they had Pusha T on Joe Budden talking about Drake, and then now that he became friends with Drake, all of a sudden everything Drake did was better than everything that everybody else did. So it's a whole other thing. But end of the day, I believe that Akademiks is quietly trying to tell him, listen, don't listen to these other guys. Don't engage this guy. You threw a lawsuit that belly flop. You lost the battle clearly, even though, you know what I'm saying, you had some good bars, you had some good lines, you made your point, but it just didn't land. I believe that what he's trying to do is get in front of this by him speaking so openly, right? I think he doesn't think that Drake is going to listen to him, so he's speaking openly to Vlad, and he's on his own. He's on his own live, just repeating this like, get this in your head, Drake, please. Don't diss this man again. The culture's not going to be with it. You're not going to get the favor, the grace you think you're going to get from it. You cannot beat him, right? It's too many things have occurred. No matter, there's nothing Drake can say. There's nothing Drake can do. There's no beat. There's no producer. There's no ghostwriter. There's no bars that he can sit down at the kitchen table and write. Nothing he can do to come back and beat this man. So at this point, Akademiks has lost all faith, right? He's basically saying that this, I took some notes down because he said so much in that little clip. When you tell a man this should be your last battle, you have no faith in him. You have no faith that he can be, but it should be his last battle. We all know that. We know that Drake isn't equipped for a battle. We know that. It should be his very last battle. When you think of the battles that he's engaged in, he only beat Meek Mill. And let's talk about it. With that thing with Pusha T, I don't know if we remember that. He said Pusha T went too far. He just didn't sue him. But he said, this clip where he goes, you can most certainly definitely go too far. People think there's no rules in battle rap. There certainly are rules in battle rap. So he already was complaining when he lost to Pusha, that Pusha went too far when he spoke on 40. Then here we are again, that Kendrick went too far. Your last two battles, you're saying the guys went too far. You most certainly should not be battling anyone else. And you took a lawsuit out. And then you spun it and you try to flip it and bounce it, but it's a lawsuit over a battle. So no, Akademiks is right, but it's so weird to see him coming out saying this stuff so bluntly. But I told you a couple months ago that he don't really like Drake and he don't like how Drake treats him. He's one of Drake's biggest ops in his heart of hearts, right? If you go back and I was watching another video earlier where they was showing, which we already knew, I've already talked about this several times, when he was on Everyday Struggle and he used to go to the wire for Kendrick. He first said Kendrick had all classics and Drake had none. Now, since the battle started, Drake has 8 classics, this, that, and the third. So Akademiks is flipping, flopping all over the place, but he's still landing right where he's supposed to be because all of 2024, we all remember that his #1 record that he played on his Spotify, he accidentally showed it. Once again, we want to speak on it, that it was not like us. The one record that he shouldn't have been on his Spotify at all, his #1 record for the year of 2024 was not like us. That tells you he does not like Drake. He may like Drake's music and he likes the attention he gets from, you got to think, when Akademiks latched on to Drake, this was before the battle. This when Drake was the hottest thing smoking, and getting any attention from Drake was a gold mine. So when he used to report on Drake, he used to report on everybody. 6ix9ine, like, he used to report on everybody. Meek Mill. So all of the rappers in the game, what you think they had to do? They had to take notice of them. Offset, all these people, they all had to know. You had to know who Akademiks was, love it or hate it. If you wanted to be in this game, they were paying active to post their singles, gang. You got to understand what you were dealing with. Akademiks was a problem. Akademiks was a very big deal. He had every record label in his pocket calling him to do this, do that, and the third. He wasn't just posting these singles out the kindness of his heart. So Akademiks was a big deal. Got on Drake's radar. Drake started showing him love. At that very moment when Drake showed Akademiks any quote-unquote love, which ain't real love, it's you're the guy, so I have to acknowledge you. But we're going to use love because we don't have another word for it, right? He showed Akademiks this love. At that point, Akademiks has been compromised ever since. And before, when he used to say Kendrick had all of his stuff was classics, and he was a rapper's rapper, and he had the lyrics in the game. Nobody could really. He was talking about To Pimp a Butterfly, and he was talking about it's so lyrical. That's how it goes over people's heads. People don't get it, but it is a master class of artwork. The moment Drake reached out to him and contacted him, because he's been reached out by everybody in this business. Nicki used to get in contact with him, Meek Mill. So that wasn't the problem, them reaching out. The problem was he took it and became a fanboy when he was supposed to be media. So when Drake reached out, he connected with him, and at that point, Drake was able to manipulate him. Now he has to change all of his, everybody he used to say was this, that, and the third. Now he got to talk down on him, this, that, and the third. So it changed, and he got compromised. So now here we are, where he's starting to snap out of that foggy haze, that mist that was covering all over him from Drake, right, gang? It is what it is. I'm not saying pause. It is what it is. So whatever he had going on, whatever spell he had, it started to slowly. I'm going to tell you when it started to slowly come off. When this guy dropped that damn Meet the Grams, and he had to sit there and listen to this guy break him down, right? And he was sitting there like, damn, bro, like this is, I never who expected him to get broken down like that? This thing was a master class of just, it was a therapist session and an evil therapist. Like it was a evil, a very mean therapist that probably should have his license revoked. That's what he did to him, gang. He sat there, broke this guy down to the last compound, and at that point, you started to see the chinks in the armor. And at that point, he started to crack into pieces, and then we got Not Like Us, the whole bubble bear, you know what I'm saying, jar broke with the cookies in it, broke the whole jar. So it is what it is. Now, Akademiks has slowly realized that this guy doesn't mean me well. He doesn't really show me no love. He don't show me no love. He don't show him no love. He's done an interview with everybody else that has nothing to do with hip hop, right? XQC, Aiden Ross. He's on everybody's stream, right? Cashapp, what's this chick? Bobby Althoff. Everybody's stream but yours. It's starting to hurt. So now he's starting to really say what he says a lot more than this. That's just a snippet of what Akademiks has been saying lately. And a couple other guys are starting to smell the roses. They're starting to see that, yo, Drake kind of like, he on the wrong side of history. Because he won't let it go and he keeps subbing. I got a video coming next about this song that this snippet that he just dropped. There's a whole lot going on with that, but we're going to talk about that. But Akademiks has no faith now after these months have passed, and he saw that he really just said Drake has no plan. He said remember all the red button talking. Akademiks is smart, but he dumb at the same time. He dumb and smart, right? The smartest dumb nigga. But at the end of the day, what it is Akademiks low-key started to figure out, I don't know if there really is a red button. I'm not sure there really is a red button. Akademiks started to see that there's no red button a while back. So he started to realize, this guy might not really know what he's doing. I think he's like on the seat of his pants. Because he's making really big, bad mistakes and everything he's doing seems to be like he's stumbling through. He's trying to figure out what's going on. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to figure out what people want to hear from him. He doesn't know anymore. It used to be Drake knew what you wanted to hear. He knew how to body records and get people tapping and slapping and doing all kind of stuff on the dance floor and whatever in the strip clubs. Now he's scrambling, trying to figure out what lane, because let's be honest, hip-hop is in a different place than it was 2-3 years ago. Let's just be honest. Right now, if you're not really into lyrical, miracle, or like really, really, I ain't gonna say backpack, but more so pure hip-hop, more grungy, hardcore hip-hop, and backpack, this, that, and the third, alternative hip-hop, all of that stuff is in style right now. This is why Young Thug could only do, Young Thug could only do what? 43,000 copy, like it didn't hit, let's just say that. A lot of these rappers are coming out, they're not hitting, right? Yeah, they may do a video that does okay, but other than that, they're not dropping like they used to. Unless you're making some really like Rod Wave type, you know what I'm saying, kind of saddish, like, other than that, you're not really going to be popping. Or some drill, and drill ain't selling like that. It's just a lot of young people they get worked up about drill songs, but it's not really selling like that. Let's just be honest. So right now, you got Clips, you got Kenny, you got Freddie, you got these different people that's making this game. You just got the Mobb Deep. They just dropped it. It's making a lot of noise. A lot of people are talking about it. So you got a lot of people returning to that 90s feel. Right now, Drake not fitting into that. Even with this new snippet that he just dropped. I think just like a lot of people are saying, it's just a middle of the lane. You know, it's not a snippet that you're going to go crazy. The only people going crazy is the nut jobs, those owls on Twitter. That's that is a very small group of people, gang. That snippet is not enough to make you start doing backflips on some Simone Biles shit. It's not that. It's just okay. It's like a record you hear. It's like a filler track. So I don't know, I don't know if he knows where he wants to go. And Akademiks is starting to see that. You got to think how many records we've heard. You got to think how many records he's dropped. no less than 40 different records we have heard, and there has not been a smacker in there yet. People, and be honest with yourself. You might be, I like No Kid. It's gonna be some people in the comments. I like No Kid. Well, I like Someone to Love. You're gonna say you like this song. You're not going running up and down like down the street with your hair on fire. Like you gotta hear this record. Nothing has been dropped that is anything where we're used these blockbuster records. You know, he got the God's Plan. Like God's Plan has over 1 billion views. Right? Say what you want to whatever about it. We don't have a record like that. We don't have these records, the one that, which all these records are, they all got a story of them being swiped some way, this way, that way, or third. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is there is no big record that the DJ on the radio or wherever it's gonna be, coming up, we got new Drake. You want to hear this, da-da-da. That's gonna stand on 5 weeks at #1 on the radio, top 5 at 5. He don't have that record. Let's just be honest. Which one? What did I miss? None of that. Yeah, they're manufacturing which one into a better record because it's starting to go up. But that's UMG doing their job, right? They're starting to make it. They're starting to be, well, it's entering the charts and it's starting to hit playlists and radio. It's getting radio spins. UMG is doing their job. They got Kara and Sally Mae, all these people working in the promo department. They're doing their job now, right? So they're getting the spins for the record. That's what they're supposed to do. But end of the day, these records aren't organic. People aren't really flocking to these records. And they're pushing more and more away from the stuff he's doing. They're getting less and less views on those episodes, and it's not a third. So Akademiks is seeing this stimulus package, and Akademiks is the one made that word up. Ain't no stimulus package no more. That shit's gone. So what he realizing is he ain't as strong. He ain't the muscle that he used to be. This guy used to be the muscles, right? This dude was kick sand in your eye at the beach, right? He ain't that no more. And Akademiks can smell that. So he's looking at it like, bro, yeah, you might want to fall back. Don't mention Kendrick no more. Because let's be honest, if you thought he was big bone and brolic like that, you would tell him, get his ass. He don't believe he can. He don't believe that there is nothing left in the tank. He's telling this guy, don't battle no more. No more dissing. You can sneak diss him because what happens is Kendrick don't really normally really respond to sneak dissing. He's not gonna make 5 diss records for you for a sneak diss. But if you do a Family Matters Part 2 or some crazy shit and you come out this family, then it's gonna be he gonna drop everything he doing, fuck around, hit the studio, cut the whole tour short, start tearing your ass up again. You don't want that. That's what Akademiks is telling him. So what I'm saying is, that's why I say Akademiks has no faith in him. Is that your man's? Like, yo, is that your man's? Then he's a rapper. You keep saying the greatest rapper in the world. We don't want to hear no great rapper talk no more. Because if he can't get in there at this point, nobody wants this. But I'm just telling you, if he's still obviously still hurt. He obviously still like he got something to say. Every time he's still dropping subliminal, still got memes, this, that, and the third. So he still got something to say. So if he my man, I'm going to gas him. Like, gang, listen, like, get this nigga, like, but you know he can't. That's why Akademiks is telling him, fall back, sneak diss him a little bit, but don't bring no attention to yourself. Just do your music, get back focused, which we always telling him this last year. He didn't listen. He dropped a lawsuit, dropped all these little subliminals. He keep liking posts and putting up memes. So it's like, people don't realize this only dragged out because of Drake. We wouldn't even be talking about it no more. Drake is the reason we're still talking about this. It's been over. So Akademiks is telling them, gang, please stop. Leave this man alone. And when a man tell you to leave another man alone, that means he don't think you got nothing for him. He think you really pretty much ain't got nothing for nobody. So he's telling Drake, listen, just be a wet noodle. Just be a wet noodle. Lay down. Pour some sauce on you. Just do that. All right? That's all I got to say, man. Listen, CLBMG, man, let me know what you think in the comments. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, my Patreon is about to go up. I'm going to be extending conversations over there on the Patreon. It's going to be a lot more lit. Going to be a lot more things going on. Tap in, all right? I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.